Hi there. Before the break, I asked just you how much cyber attacks cost businesses around the world every year. Is it 400 billion, 760 billion, 120, 280? The answer is $400 billion. That, of course, according to Lloyd's of London. Lloyd's of London. That hefty sum, which likely went up over the weekend when a new cyber attack known as WannaCry hit users in over 150 countries using a virus called ransomware. The program locks your computer, encrypts your files, and requires a $300 ransom through Bitcoin. Now, failure to pay in 72 hours means a doubled fine, and if there are no moves made within 7 days, the virus allegedly deletes all your files. Some of the organizations affected in this worldwide attack: hospitals, schools, banks, government agencies, even Renault. That's a French car company. I had to look it up because I didn't care enough to memorize it. Joining me now is Iraq combat veteran Bryan Suits. He's also a radio host on KFI AM 640, more stimulating talk radio in Los Angeles. Welcome back, Bryan Suits.
And a computer owner.
That's what I hear. Are you a Mac or a Windows guy?
Windows. It's a virus, but I'm a sheep.
All right. Well, you know, I've never understood you people. But let's talk about this a little bit. Are companies, hospitals, schools actually paying the ransom? What do you know about it?
Well, there's a security expert that said to some of the National Health Service afflicted hospitals in Britain, some of you should pay it so we can trace where the Bitcoin is going. And that's like telling somebody in 1690, if you go out and get captured by the pirates, we'll trace back to their cave.
Sure. That totally helped, and that's where we got limeys. So, Bryan, how much responsibility does the NSA bear for this attack? Because what I'm reading is the NSA discovered the Microsoft vulnerability and didn't let the company know. They just sort of moved some armchairs into the giant hole and sat there for a while, figuring out how they could best exploit it, and then eventually got around to it so Microsoft could deliver a patch, which not everyone installed, obviously.
And it is the NSA's job to develop software to take advantage of vulnerabilities in enemy computer systems. And if Microsoft wants to fall back on the piracy analogy, and they want to deal with this as a private sector thing and let the Royal Navy take care of it. That analogy only works if you bought a fleet of sail ships in 1690 and were sailing to India for the tea, and the shipyard sent you a parchment and said, we're sorry, but we've identified a rudder vulnerability, and you all have to turn back around and come back to the shipyard, or you void the warranty. And Microsoft is denying that they put out a faulty product. And it's funny because one of the NHS, one of the British health spokespeople made a really good point, which was, hey, you tell us every 5 months that we have to update this patch or that patch. Half the time we do, our system crashes, and that puts patient health at risk. So the cure is worse than the disease. And Microsoft is sitting there like, hey, it's not our problem. It's the NSA's problem that they didn't build a vault. Yeah. And government needs to come and save us.
Honestly, I don't think blame is mutually exclusive here. I don't think government is there to save you, but I also don't think government is there to spy on you and exploit those kind of vulnerabilities knowingly, and then have the gall to ask companies like Apple to break encryption, which then, as we see, once it is broken, it is unfixable. Bryan, that lollipop can never lick itself.
No, that is one unlickable lollipop. And by the way, I am, just for the record, just because I used to live within a mile of Microsoft in Redmond, Washington. You are a virus, and I am putting Linux on my laptop when I get home tonight. And I'm not kidding about that.
Yeah, no, and why should you joke about something like that? It's very serious, but it's also the beauty of the free market. And if Microsoft can't do a little bit better marketing, Bill Gates is worth like $950 trillion. Are you telling me he can't shake out the couch cushions and stop building toilets in Somalia for 20 seconds to let people know that they should install the patch?
And, I am actually encouraged to know that the NSA, that a government agency, actually wrote something that actually worked. Yeah. They just forgot to lock the shed. After they high-fived and passed out, tea and medals, they forgot to lock the shed.
Yeah, well, what are you going to do? It's an awfully big key. This is what I will say. We should all be really good at riding bikes and growing victory gardens because technology is going to hose us all. Last word, Bryan.
Barrier ammo with a desiccant so that it doesn't rust.
Well said. Excellent. And that's why I love having you around. Thanks again.